Here we go. Finished. Almost. Now near the front here, I have to go in and finger some individually because they're just so fussy. And I just run my hands through it one more time to make sure it's all in there. Notice I'm not raking through, I'm just placing. I'm going to put a little bit more just for good measure, just to make sure the hair is completely covered with this gel. I don't want to miss any spots, especially the sides. The sides are the ones that get the most frizz, for me anyway. And they say to scrunch, but I am not going to scrunch because I really don't need to scrunch. I don't need extra curl enhancement, thank you very much. It is there. It is there all by itself. So stay tuned. Once I get out of here, I'm going to show you how I dry it, and I will show you the end results of Deva Curls 1 Condition and Deva Curls on Gel. Out of the shower, hair is still soaking wet, so I advise that you bring your dryer in here with you so you don't have to walk out and have like wet hair drops all over your floor. If you want to relieve some of the wetness, just take a paper towel and just gently dab on the end. No scrunching. The scrunching is going to totally ruin the entire process. If you want stretch, and this is also when you hit your hair with the dryer that the excess water will get all over your diffuser. So that's what this is for. So just to get the excess droplets off the hair. Not scrunching, just gently dabbing on like so. We're going to take our dryer using a diffuser because you can let this air dry. That's totally fine. I just need, just for the sake of tutorialing, I want to show you the results. And the great thing about this gel is that it is a fast drying gel. So this will dry pretty quickly on its own and also with the dryer. Max heat, medium. Notice I'm not scrunching. I don't dip my head over. I just literally place it on the hair. And this is what you need to do to kind of keep the hair as it is. And then when it's dry, that's when you can open it up and get really crazy with it. Right now, just let the dryer do its thing. Don't move the hair around. Literally just place the diffuser on each section of the head a little at a time. But you want to get it mostly dry first before you start handling it. If you start handling it now, you will get frizz, for sure. If you want bigger hair, if you want that then this will be the time to dip your head over. But I'm trying to go for that lay down, stretch look, so this is why I'm just keeping the hair as it is. So I'm nearly finished, and since it's mostly dry, I'm just kind of scrunching the top so I can give it some shape and not have it dry flat as you saw it when it was wet. I turned the heat down too because it was getting steamy here. Alright, so just to show you what this looks like, almost dry. It's almost completely dried. It's probably 75% dried. I'll let the rest dry on its own. But because of how I put it on, the hair basically stayed in the overall shape. It laid down, it kept some of its stretch. I'll show you how the curls look like. I mean, they're really well defined, more defined as opposed to how I have put it on just on all the hair without sectioning it. I'll show you the back. You can see the tiers of sections that I worked with in the shower. And I really love this method so much that I might use it with other products that I usually rake through. I think it's because the paddle brush really makes sure that all the tangles are out. And the word about that, I know I'm such an a-hole for not mentioning this. If you don't have a paddle brush and don't feel like it's crucial for you to get one, that's okay. Use a comb, and maybe a small tooth comb, but be so careful in making sure the hair is basically detangled, and the smaller tooth comb is just to make it smoother in terms of the feel of the hair, making sure all the tangles are out. So when you put the product on, you basically could just smooth it on without having to rake it through because the tangles are already gone. If you don't have any of those, whip the conditioner in the hair, finger through until you really get a smooth finish, the smoothest finish you can get with your finger raking, and then put the product on. Same way, section by section. They don't have to be super huge, super small, or super small sections, just big enough and to get all the hair, but to make sure all the hair. What am I saying? So confused. Anyway, so this is pretty much the end result. In terms of how it kept, and I say that because since I had done this last night, it kept pretty well during the day, but I don't think I was as diligent in applying the product as I was tonight. So maybe it'll stay a little better tomorrow. The front part really frizzed up, and I think it's because I didn't section it as well as I did just now. So hopefully this will stay intact. I did put a headband on because I worked out this morning, so just so that my hair wasn't like this. So there was some stretch here, but I didn't hit it with water. I just blew it down so the hair could kind of lose that headband dent from the heat. So I used the heat to take out that dent, and it was fro-y. It wasn't like this, and that's fine, but the curl was still there. But this part right here opened up a lot, to the point that it was like really frizzy and messy. It didn't know how it wanted to fall, so I was just like, I just put it in my pony poof, and I was like, let me just try this again and show you guys how I apply this product. So in terms of the conditioner, I really love the idea of leaving conditioner in your hair when you're styling, but because the Deva Curl 1 conditioner is so opaque white, it does leave a dull finish on my hair. I'm not super happy about that, but you know, what are you going to do? If you probably don't need to use the one conditioner, I just used it for the sake of this tutorial, but perhaps you have a lighter conditioner. Jane Carter's Revitalizing, Nourishing, something like that conditioner. Her one conditioner that she has on her line, unless she made another one I don't know about, is really light in texture and will not leave this kind of casty, white-ish hue. It's not so bad. I'm looking at it now in the mirror, but if you see here, see that? I probably put too much of the conditioner and not enough water to kind of dilute it. It will leave that cast, that white residue. Not so great. And for some reason this part of my hair like is so hard to kick in. It's so dry, it doesn't want to absorb anything, so I have to really work on that. I have to treat this part better so it can get back to its really like strong coil as it used to be back in the day. But that's another video. So this is it, and I will post pictures or just do another video of how it kept tomorrow. And tomorrow's probably the best day to do it after, because I have a really busy day tomorrow, chock full of teaching group fitness classes. Hair's gonna be in a sweaty, hot environment, so we'll see how this keeps. If it keeps, then I have to say the Deva Curl is a solid product, but we'll see. We'll talk about that tomorrow when I check in back with you guys. But this is how I apply the Deva Curl. I think this works best for my hair type and for those hair types that are similar and or tighter. If you're looser, maybe, I don't know, maybe you find that their method still doesn't work for you even if you have a looser curl than I do. Try it, see how you like it, see the difference. Try both ways, I don't know. I tried both ways and I found that this works best. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear your feedback if you do try this method or you're just like, girl, that's a lot for some gel, forget it. Nevertheless, thank you for checking in. Good night, and I will check in with you tomorrow.